Hello there. Seems you've caught me powder grinding. What's that? You want to learn how to progress through your mining gear? I got you. There are a lot of mining setups in this game, and it's kind of hard to choose which one is which one's the best, you know? Today, I'm going to teach you guys what's the best mining setup for each stage of the game. Early, mid, late, and end game. Now for early game, I'm not going to go to the very start of mining, like vanilla mining basically. But once you eventually make it to the Dwarven Mines, you're going to want to do a few things 100%. Every day, you're going to want to do your commissions, obviously, so you can get that beautiful, beautiful higher mountain tier 7 at some point in time. But you want to be, I'll go more in depth on this in another video, but for now, let's talk about the armor for early game. You're going to want Glaciite or Goblin. At start, you'll probably want Goblin for many reasons. For the full set bonus, Smart Miner. Convert your intelligence into mining speed. Mining speed for every 15 intelligence removed, which is really, really good for early game. And once you get around mining, let's say, I'd say 25 or around there, then you want to get Glaciite. The money won't really matter because you'll make enough money by that time to buy it. It's pretty simple. But for the tool or pickaxe / drill, you're gonna want to go through this. You'll start with fractured, then bandage, then the titanium pickaxe, and then the refined titanium. Now for the drills, basically you want to ignore the drills because you just want to stay with that refined titanium pickaxe for a while. You could get a titanium drill at some point. Let's see. Cheapest titanium drill, 13 mil. Yeah, this is probably a good choice once you make it to mid game. But for early game, it's very simple. You just simply get Glaciite or Goblin armor with refined titanium pickaxe. Now mid game is when things start getting expensive, especially in mid game. Mid game is such a terrible spot in this game. It takes so long to get out of it, but it isn't super hard if you know what you're doing. Now for the armor, mid game mining, you're gonna want Sorrow, 100%. Used to be the best mining armor in the game until Crystal Hollows came out. This setup is gonna cost you around about 18 mil for the stock. But yeah, you don't really need to max it, semi-max it. You can basically just keep it stock, just the only difference, add the fine gemstones. Always go pristine first. Always, no matter what. Now for the tool, you're gonna want a titanium 355 drill because it's just good. And once you eventually get Heart of the Mountain 5, just keep upgrading the peak of the mountain until you get to the point where you can get tier 6. Once you get tier 6, then you're ready to move on to the next stage. So at this point in time, you should be around tier 6 Hard Mountain and probably powder grinding. But if you're not worried about that, you're just worried about the armor and tool, you're going to want what I'm wearing currently. Divan and Gemstone Gauntlet. And it doesn't have to be the way mine is, it can just be stock. But I suggest just powder grinding until you get it basically maxed. But this setup does cost a decent bit for a late game player because it's around 100 mil stock for everything, not per piece, like in total. This is, yeah, that's stock, and then yeah, it's about 100 mil stock. But when you are progressing through upgrading it, I made this mistake of getting mining speed first on the gemstones slot. you're actually going to want to go do pristine on all of them first, including your gemstone gauntlet, on perfect, unless you decide you want to slowly progress through the gemstones. It doesn't really matter, but always start with pristine, and then mining fortune, and then mining speed. Because pristine and mining fortune just make a huge difference when they're high numbers. And that's about it for mid-game gear. For late game, it's basically this, not late game, end game. It's basically the same, but pretty obvious. You get either a titanium 655, I think that's the best titanium drill, or a divan drill. The one and only, where is it? There we go. Divan drill. Oh, it's gone down in price. Yep, this is the best drill in the game, and it is questionable to just wonder if it's worth it. I personally think it's not worth it, unless you're a type of person that will know life mining. But yeah, that's about it for endgame gear. You just hypermax everything besides useless enchants like Prot 7 and Growth 7. But that's about it for that. I did forget a few things actually. I need to talk about enchants. Enchantments are very important for your progression because you don't need compact, but it does make you a decent amount of money while you're powder grinding, so might as well just get it. But efficiency, you want to get that all the way up to 10 if you want to hypermax. You want to get the best fortune, the best every mining enchant, really, every single one of them, and you're gonna 100% want to get pristine 5. That should be the very first thing you should get for maxing your tool. But otherwise, that's about it for the enchants. It's a very short category, but it is very expensive too. Hundreds of mil just to increase your stats by a little bit. Besides the pristine. Pristine's just OP. A little bit of pristine helps a lot. But yep, that is it. Alright, now let's talk about a couple of accessories that are decently helpful. One that I really find important is the Artifact of Power. And it's pretty self-explanatory why it's extremely good. It's because it harnesses all 7 gemstones. It is pretty expensive though, as you see. I mean, the starting is cheap, but once you get here it's like 30 mil. It sucks. But you're going to want to get pristine obviously, and then fortune, and then mining speed, and then if you want, you can continue getting it maxed, and then you want to recom it, and yeah. That's for that, and you're also at some point going to want to get the titanium relic, recom that, and that will give you, once you do that, have basically everything you'll need to mine the most efficient as possible. There's also a few other things you can do to make your mining speed a lot better. Obviously powder grinding to get that heart of the mountain tree maxed, but you can also increase your efficiency level by getting a, I forgot what it's called, but it's in the Hearthstone collection. Yeah, there we go. This thing right here. It is expensive, and you can get up to 5 of them onto one tool, but it's probably not worth it unless you're trying to get the absolute most efficiency. But for all you grinders out there, you probably want to get it. I'm gonna get it because I enjoy mining for some reason. But yep, that's probably gonna be it for today's video. Next video, I will most likely go into the Heart of the Mountain tiers and what's the best tier list and what is the best, not the best, the amount of powder you're gonna need to achieve maxing it. And then after that, I will probably go into mining methods for money and to test couple of mining methods that I find odd. But that'll be it for today's video. I'm gonna go back to powder grinding.